welcome back to the Stitches and Scribbles channel. My name is Erin and I am doing another Taylor Swift sock video today. So I wanted to give a quick explanation of what the plan is because this will actually be an on-the-road version of a Taylor Swift sock vlog. My family is doing a driving trip out to Virginia it's actually for a funeral, but I thought I'd take advantage of the time in the car because it's 14 hours there and 14 hours back to knit a couple pairs of socks, starting with my Taylor Swift ones. So this is the yarn that I will be using. This is Hedgehog Fibers, I believe in the color Fool's Gold. It's a really nice, vibrant yellow with pops of like pink, teal, white, black, occasionally little bits of green or orange. And I'm going to be doing these on my Chow red lace needles in size 1, just like always. I picked this yarn for the album Fearless, as you can probably guess by the color. And I thought that this super fun, vibrant palette really reminded me of the You Belong With Me music video and the t-shirt that Taylor wears that has all of the like little triangles at the top. And I'm holding my debut socks because I'm going to actually be using one of the stitch patterns from this pair of socks in my Fearless socks. So when I was knitting my debut socks, I'll show it not on the seam part, I knit this texture up at the top, trying to mimic windows for screen doors and tapping on your window in the song Our Song. And it didn't really turn out as window panes very much up here, but I really liked this kind of waffle knit texture, so I decided to use it as the texture for my Fearless socks. It's probably going to be a pretty quiet vlog because I'll be taking clips in the car and I don't want to disturb anybody, but I'll get you some clips of the road as we're driving and all of the fun sock knitting experience. I'm thinking I can maybe get this pair done in one day, but we'll see. It is the next morning. We just spent the night in our first hotel room of the trip. I don't know what I was thinking yesterday when I said I thought I could get a whole pair of socks done in a day. Clearly I was tired first thing in the morning and just not thinking clearly. I know that it takes me like maybe 15 hours to make a pair of pattern socks and we were only driving for 8. So as of this moment, I am almost done with the first sock. I'm working on the toe right now, which is still really impressive for the amount of time that I was knitting. We were driving for probably about 8 hours yesterday, but during part of that time we were eating because we didn't stop to eat somewhere. We like had snacks and sandwiches in the car. So I was eating. I was also handing food to the driver and passengers behind me. We're also driving in 2 cars, so there was some like texting coordination that we were doing to like meet up at the same rest stops and stuff like that. But it has been a pretty good leg of the trip so far. I introduced my mom to Taylor Swift music. I made her a special playlist to listen to in the car. So we did have fun with that, and we're just kind of trying to make the driving part as fun as we can, especially considering the nature of the trip. But so far it's been pretty good, pretty productive. I originally, first of all, for some reason, my brain thought I could knit a whole pair of socks in a day. But I think now the goal is going to be to maybe finish the socks before we start our return trip so that I can work on a different project on the way back. But we'll see how far I get. As far as the stitch pattern for the socks, the pattern that I'm doing is a 4-row repeat. So it's 2 rows of knit all followed by 2 rows of knit 2, purl 2, which is giving this like kind of funky broken rib stitch, but it's like a chunkier broken rib than the like 1x1 version. So these are kind of looking similar to my Bejeweled socks as well, which was 1 row of knit all followed by knit 1, purl 1, whereas this is the 2x2 version. But this yarn color is turning out absolutely beautiful. I especially love it with the patterned stitches, and those little stitch markers in there are just marking every 10 rows. That's how I keep track of how many stitches I've done. But yeah, it's just about time to head out for the day. We're gonna have some hotel breakfast first, and then we will jump back in the car to finish the other leg of this trip. This drive should be shorter. It's only like 4 hours. So next time I see you, I will probably be in the car. We are in our second night in hotel number 2. So we had the memorial service and funeral yesterday, which was sad but nice to see friends, family, all those like happy memories that we talked about and stuff like that. But we are just about ready to head out today. I did not get as far in my socks as I wanted to, surprise. But I am making a lot of progress on the foot. Also, I got these little mushroom needle toppers from Hobby Lobby. And I am about 50 rows into the foot, and I need 70 before I can start the toe. So I should definitely be able to finish that in the car today. Also, if you hear weird noises in the background as I'm talking, I both can't get the air conditioning to turn off so you can hear the fan, and our hotel is currently undergoing renovations, so there might be some hammering sounds and stuff in the background. But yeah, we're just gonna keep working on the sock today in the car and hopefully finish it before we get home. Okay, so completely forgot to finish this video while I was still in the hotel rooms. It is actually like a week or 2 later that I'm remembering to film the outro to this video, but I did completely finish my pair of socks. I think these are my favorite Taylor Swift socks I have made so far. The texture was just perfect for this yarn. I love the color, even though I'm not really a yellow person or a like bright pink person for that matter. But this yarn was just so fun to work with. I do still have all the pins in there that I need to take out, but I did weave in the ends right away. Was super proud of myself for that one. But yeah, these were a really enjoyable pair of socks to make. I think the texture was nice because it was easy enough that it could still be mindless knitting. I didn't feel like I was looking down at it too much in order to complete the socks, but it was interesting enough to like keep me going through the whole car ride. But we finished our trip, made it home safely. Obviously, I'm back in my office filming this. And I debated at the beginning of this video whether or not to say that I was going to a funeral as the reason for the road trip. I thought about just leaving that out of the video entirely and just saying that we were going on a family trip. But the person who passed away, who we were going to her celebration of life, I think even though she wasn't a fan of Taylor Swift, I think she would have appreciated the kind of thought process behind all of this. And I think if she had been a Taylor Swift fan, she would have definitely been a big fan of Reputation as well as Folklore and Evermore, which were the albums that my mom decided she liked the most over the trip as well. So I decided to include that detail of why I was going on such a long road trip in order to honor that person and kind of hold on to her memory. So this, even though this was made for a Taylor Swift album, I will always kind of remember that celebration of that wonderful person when I wear these. So that's going to be it for this video. If you have any questions about this pair of socks or any of that stuff, leave those comments down below. If you would like to follow me on other social media sites, that information is in the description box. And if you want to follow me here on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you can be notified of all of my crafty content. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.